Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DDIRL for Race 7 of the inaugural DDIRL Truck Series season. We are here at Kentucky, one of my personal favorite racetracks and one that is very missed by everyone in the NASCAR community. My name is YZ, that is WHYZEE, and I got the drugstore cowboy here with me today, and we got some new technology we're gonna be showing off here in the form of our good friend Johnny Seha. So we got a lot of exciting stuff going on today. But just to start things off, how you feeling today, Mr. Cowboy?
I'm feeling great. I'm feeling great, YZ. You don't need to spell my name out.
That's an easier one.
We can. That'll kill some time before this race starts. But yeah, you don't need to do that. I'm feeling great. Kentucky is a great track, produces some great racing, and I'm ready.
Yeah, this is a awesome place. Definitely a fun track that holds a near and dear spot for many drivers on this service. I think, I mean, if it was up to a lot of us, we'd still be racing here in real life. But that is the beauty of a service like iRacing. We get to kind of tick the time clock back. That's not a saying at all, and come back to tracks like this. So really excited to be here at Kentucky. I love this place. Let's take a look though at our standings going into this race. So here we are, 6 races into the season, and like we've talked about, this actually does include the drop race. These drivers are afforded 1 drop race, so that is being calculated already here. So I guess if you see a little bit less starts for certain guys, cough cough, Cody Gibson, that is why. But let's take a look at who's up top. That is still Zach Panzarella of DDI 44 Ever. He has had the points lead since race 2 when he was able to get the win over at Pocono and hasn't really given up that stranglehold. Second place is Patrick Cowgill, and we are actually towards the end of practice here, and we just got the word that Cowgill not feeling good today, a little bit under the weather. He's going to be sitting this one out, likely using his drop race here, Cowboys. So that's going to be an interesting one to see how that mixes things up after we get out of this race here in Kentucky. Third place is someone who's here, and Alex Hillman. Fourth place, the first winner of the DDRL, the history of this league, and that's Cody Matthews. Fifth, Stephen Kirby, another guy who has only raced 4 races, but still just by the virtue of dominating one of them and being really fast in others. Top 10ing, I believe, most of the time that he's here. Yeah, if not top 5ing. Stephen Kirby finding himself in 5th. Rounding out the rest of our top 10 right now, which would be the chase if we were to start today, would be Danny Sanchez, Colton Easterday, Cody Gibson, last week's winner, Dalton Geyer, and Graham McGivern, and that is only a 5-point differential down to Lolis. So what is sticking out to you, Drugstore Cowboy?
I do not envy anybody who is close to that cut line because I'm seeing a lot of names that are not in that top 10 that very easily could make their way in, and so those guys on that back half are going to have to fight like heck to keep those spots, I think.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's just so tight up there towards the cut line. Those drop races are going to be extremely valuable, but it's at the point where if you haven't used it yet, I'm looking at like a Graham McGivern, you really don't want to. Not to mention that perfect attendance bonus that these drivers get if they were to continue to do that. Still a handful of drivers eligible for that. But let's also talk about participation, since we are talking about the amount of starts these drivers have. We've been seeing a little bit, I don't want to call it a lull, but less than 20 drivers the past 2 weeks. And we got a different story here today, boys. 22 drivers here are showing up here for Kentucky, and a lot of new faces.
Yes, sir. A lot of new faces. So guys that aren't going to be eligible for that playoff spot, regardless, but still showing up here today. Just trying to get those individual race wins, those notches on the belt. Maybe bring home a trophy, which that's still just as valuable at the end of the day.
It really is. I mean, sometimes I prefer trophies because you never know what's going to happen once we get to the nitty-gritty of the chase itself. One of these new names right there on screen, Larry Bell. Excited to have him. Let's take a look if any of them are on screen. Not too many of them on screen right now, but I will shout them out real quick. Wayne Newman, a new driver here, as well as Tanner Marr and Kyle Wellman, who actually is fastest in practice so far as, that Flying Beaver.
Yeah, speaking of which, Philip Beaver.
Glad to have him back.
Yeah, definitely. A guy that a lot of these guys have raced with, a fan favorite around here. Glad to see Dr. Beaver back here.
Great to see Dr. Beaver.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're making our way
And
through practice here. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
oh, sorry. I believe I saw another Canadian in here as well.
Oh no.
I think. See, is that the only other Canadian?
I'm looking at my data. Yeah, it looks like Larry Bell gonna be the inaugural Canadian, bring an international flair to the DDIRL.
Well, no, but I think we do have a Canadian. I'm pretty sure Mark Zab.
Oh, is he Canadian?
Yeah, so go find him. Go find him.
And then Greg McGivern. I mean, he has the American flag, but we know where this guy's from. He's a British boy.
Yes, governor.
I was gonna do it, but
Yeah.
mine is just atrocious. It often ends up sounding very Australian, so I just didn't want to send
like
it.
mine just now. Yeah.
It was better than mine, my friend. It was better than mine. I didn't know Cowboys were from the UK, but I guess so. And then also you see a new paint scheme for our points leader. And actually, last time Panzarella was here, he probably has fond memories of this track. He took home the MRL championship, so you see that mention on his bio there, 2025 Truck Series champion. He did that here. He didn't win the race, but none of the guys that finished ahead of him are here, luckily for him. So Panzarella definitely with some fond memories of this track and running that 805 vibes pink paint scheme with just, as usual, paint schemes designed by him with the light of God on them. But let's talk about 805 Buys before we get going here. This is going to be a car show coming up in just about 2 months, just under 2 months, I should say. September 28th over in Oxnard, California. That's the 805 area, Ventura, if you guys know where that is, about 50 miles north of Los Angeles. But this is always a really, really fun show. Johnny Seha in the booth here. He comes to this show often. He's actually one of the guys that also helps out on the car show side of Daily Drivers Inc. But this is going to be an awesome show at our favorite brewery. We always do a collab beer with Casa Agria, so it's always a great time to do an event like this at such a unique location. And not to mention the 805 just has some of the nastiest cars you're ever going to see. Look at this flyer, you see a nice mix of classics, lowriders, JDMs, tuners, and a certain Corvette there on the top. But that's pretty much what you can expect there at that race. I'm sorry, at that race, oh my gosh, at that show. A lot of really, really cool cars, and no matter what your niche is, what your flavor is, you're going to see something that I think you enjoy, drink some awesome beer, and you'll get to hang out with a lot of the guys that are actually in this league. You can expect to see Panzarella there, Juan Delgado will be there, Dalton Geyer will be there one day, and then a lot of other guys. Kevin Kyle, also one of the guys that's involved in this league and on the admin side of it, and one of our sponsors with KK Woodscapes. He's often at these shows too, so great chance to hang out with the guys from DDI, see some awesome cars, drink some great beer, and have a great time. This is a beach city, and I can prove it because I have a tsunami warning from yesterday, so definitely a beach city. So it's a great place to just go on a little vacation. So excited for that. Glad to have the opportunity to talk about it before we get going here for qualifying.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be good times. Gonna be good times. You get to drink some beer, see some cool cars, be like, "That's a cool car." Hey, that's a cool car. That's cool. That's the coolest car I've seen today. They should give that car an award.
So no new material this week.
Nope. We're running the same bit. No, that was
Oh, that was Geyer.
Yeah. I wasn't here last week. You know,
Yeah.
Cowboy had things to handle. Yeah.
And also, Geyer missing a race last week. That was uncharacteristic of an admin, but big iRacing update. Actually was victimizing a few of those guys. I think for a crown jewel like that, we should have had a bigger field if that update had not happened. But a lot of these guys looking to recover here. Again, we've talked about that chase line. The guy on screen right now, Juan Delgado, someone I'm expecting to try to have a big run here. He's been running a lot of officials. This is one of the races that is lined up with the iRacing official schedule, meaning these guys have had a lot of opportunities to practice, get in laps to prepare for this race, and Delgado is one that has certainly been doing that. He has gotten his most laps led this week here at this track, as well as some of his best finishes. You see his iRating increased by a solid 200 over last time we saw him. So I have my eye on that 14, one of our bubble chase drivers.
Beefing that iRating up for sure.
Looking at Brandon Lawless here.
Yeah, we're looking at Brandon Lawless. Yeah, he's a guy who's had a lot of speed these last few weeks here. We'll see if that translates. You know, he's kind of been. I wouldn't say maybe. I mean, I guess maybe overshadowed by Cody Gibson a little bit, just with how dominant he's been. But we've seen on a lot of these long runs, Lawless start to run him down, and and just kind of runs into a little bit of trouble that keeps him from securing that victory. So we'll see what happens today with Brandon Lawless there.
It's a really good point. Oftentimes when you see Gibson dominating those races, the only guy who has anything to flirt with him is Lawless. So that's going to be interesting to see if Lawless is able to really just piece together a race. It's just whether it's been strategy, bad luck, or just being the wrong end of a pit stop. Lawless has not been getting the finishes that he deserves, and that is why he is on the outside looking in for our chase. So I am curious to see what he's able to make happen today. And here's another new one of our drivers, Kyle Wellman, sorry, just adding syllables to that for no reason. Driving a number that I quite like. I'm a fan of the 42, so cool to see that number being used in this league. Got a few more drivers. We are in just quite the end of practice here, about 3 minutes left. So we are going to take just a quick break, and we will be right back for qualifying. Currently in the closing minute of practice here, you see a few drivers getting their last mock qualies in. Qualifying, I think, going to be so big here. One thing I have been seeing as a theme on these officials, it is not easy to pass here, and you've got to get them pretty much on the restarts.
Yeah, it's one of those tracks where you really have to kind of back up the corners and get that run on exit to complete these passes, and it's really easy to to oversend it, and it's really easy also to on exit to get to the gas too early and be like, dang it, now I have to lift because there's a car outside, or or to not lift and just put that car in the wall, which two very tempting options there. But yeah, it's two things that will make your pass attempts unsuccessful and make you have to re-rack and try again and just cost you time. So yeah, really, really tough to navigate traffic around this track.
Yeah, it really is. And dirty air is going to be something that you probably hear us say a million times. If you guys are drinking at home, take a shot every time we talk about dirty air between me, the drugstore cowboy. Because that is, in my opinion, going to be a theme of this one. This track, just the way the banking is set up in the two very different corners, really lends itself to dirty air. But qualifying is underway. We'll take a look here at Alex Hillman. As he gets ready to put in his lap. Hillman with tons of long run and short run speed in practice. And again, he's 3rd place currently in our standings. If you know Hillman, looking for a big day today, the leader for the Daily Drivers Inc. Vortex team right now.
Yes, sir. Alex Hillman still looking for that first win. Had that moment last week. That very close kind of moment with I believe Danny Sanchez, where he got into him and gave the spot back kind of out of sportsmanship. Didn't end up being able to complete that pass by the end of the race. I believe, is that still for a top 5 spot? I
think so.
Well, definitely in the top 10.
There
But yeah, he's been very consistent. It's the thing that's been keeping him up in the top 5 in points, sitting 3rd place in points. Just
doing what he has to do so far, as we actually have our eyes on Cody Gibson right now, and a driver that we know to be watching today. And there is Panzarella. He is actually taking home the past 2 poles in this league. He's looking to go for a 3-peat here. So far, so good for Panzarella. He's on his 2nd lap right now. That first lap was a heater, just barely faster than Gibson. We'll see if either one of them are able to put together a faster 2nd lap. Here comes Gibson to complete his 2nd lap. He's going to cross the start-finish line, and not quite from Gibson. So close, but not quite. Here comes Panzarella. He does not improve in a 2nd lap, but he doesn't need to yet. Sanchez next up. He is currently the 3rd fastest, and he's on his 2nd lap right here. It's looking like that first lap might be your best opportunity, though.
Yeah, that first lap is, when those tires are going to be the freshest, obviously, and you can get enough of a run off of 3 and 4 to have the speed to carry you to your, through your hot lap on that first lap. So that's kind of when you're going to want to go for it. The only thing is, just when you do go for it on that first lap, you're not going to be able to back up 3 and 4 the way that you would if you were going to hot lap the 2nd lap as well. But still, yeah, I'd say lap 1 is the hot lap.
That's a really good point, that you really got to rip that outside on that exit, on that out lap for that lap 1. And speaking of ripping the top and getting it done, Brandon Lowlis puts together a very fast qualifying lap. He actually moves Cody Gibson out of the front row currently. He's going to share it with Panzarella on the outside if things are to stay the way they are right now. Chris Calgill and Tommy Fox currently putting down laps. There's Calgill. Tommy Fox, known for the heaters that this guy is able to put down on these qualifying runs. Tommy Fox, no stranger to putting it on the pole. So this is a qualifying lap that I'm very excited to watch. Let's actually see if we can go on board with T-Fox here and see what a lap is like around Kentucky here. So there he is, like we talked about, using that outside to get that big run. This is going to be the big one for him. This is going to be the first lap, and that's like you said, this is when the tires are at their freshest, obviously. So you see Fox right there. He's not going to use the apron. He's going to try to just do some smooth sailing here. Full throttle, not letting off at all through 1 and 2. This is something that you can do in qualifying, but you're going to pay for this in the race if you decide to do that at any point. I think a lot of these drivers are going to be checking up a little bit once this race starts. And here we go. Deep into 3 and 4 goes T-Fox. He's going to try to use that bottom and drift all the way up. Use this wide exit. Such a wide exit here. That looks picture perfect. This will be interesting for Fox. Let's see how fast this lap is. And that is going to put Tommy Fox in 3rd place.
What a lap there from Tommy Fox. And you saw him dive down to the apron on that lap, coming to the line. This track kind of different from other tracks with that apron down there, as there's kind of a big, like I call it it's almost like a sewer grate, like, and you'll see it when he comes up here. See if he hits it. Yeah, no, you kind of have to come back up before it straightens out, before it starts to curve, I guess. But there's a big bump down there that you want to avoid.
It's a weird spot too, for sure. And the way that there's like a drain down there I think it's a storm drain or something but it's a big shortcut. So it's certainly not a line yet you can run several times during the race, but it's a great passing lane in my opinion.
You know what? It played a factor in the last, I believe the last Cup Series race that they ran here. That overtime finish that Cole Custer won, where you had
Oh
guys 4 or
yeah.
5 wide on the front stretch. I think Ryan Blaney was running down there and did a nice little kind of hop off that thing and managed to hold on to it.
I remember that
That's all I
vividly.
remember. Yeah.
I'm a big Cole Custer fan, believe it or not. He went to my high school, so how could I not be? Um, but that was a fun one. I remember that. Cole Custer's one and only Cup Series win. That was a good moment. So one thing that we've been promising for honestly quite a while is team standings. I think it's about time that we take a look at these things. And I'm going to warn you guys now, they're probably going to be far too big as I'm uploading them right now. But bear with me as you guys get to see the back end of what is it? How the meat is cooked or whatever they say
How the sausage
is made.
is something like that.
Yeah, the sauce. Something about a sausage. So let's take a look at this here. DDI 44 Ever with a pretty sizable lead, but again, these are your top 3 scoring drivers, so a 72-point lead can evaporate like it's nothing. That 44 Ever team made up of Zach Panzarella, Dalton Geyer, Juan Delgado, and Graham McGivern. Then you have Backpack Racing, and they have been turning it on lately. They have been unbelievably fast. That team is made up of Danny Sanchez, Cody Gibson, and Brendan Ibarra. And I believe that's it. I want to make sure. Oh, and Lolis. I apologize. Lolis also on that team. So that team they actually moved up 2 spots last week. So over to second place now, 72 points behind 44 Ever. In third, you have SWM, SimWorld Motorsports, and that is led by Patrick Calgill. Joining him on that team is his brother, Christopher Calgill, and Mark Zab. I'm trying to see if there's a 4th member of that team that I am not seeing. I do not think that is. I think that's a 3-member team, and that is going to hurt them today, missing out on their leader, Patrick Calgill. And they have been holding steady in third, though. The big change has been DDI Vortex, missing Dylan Schmidt, missing Jonathan K. Sabir, and really having Hillman kind of carry the torch for them right now. 53 behind SimWorld Motorsports, but losing 2 spots in that last race. And then we look at
we look
at the rest of it. We have Gold Octopus Motorsports, and that I'm looking for a big day from these guys today. A lot of them are showing up, and they've actually had a few switches on the team to try to ensure that they can maximize their points as we get closer to the chase. That team is currently made up of Stephen Kirby, who has been lighting this league on fire, Edward Peltz, and Ryan Newman. So that is going to be an interesting one to keep your eye on today. And then we have DMZ Motorsports, and that is made up of Dylan Beckman, Zach Hillman, who we're actually missing today. Miss those guys. Hope we can see them again soon. So Hillman and Beckman not here today from what we can see.
Away, and we missed a team, I think.
I missed Black Wolf. I just
Racing
completely
up there.
went
Yeah.
for Black Wolf. I apologize. And that is the team of Glenn Grigsby,
Cody Matthews,
good. Yeah, thank you. And who am I missing? Or do we got a 2-driver team there?
No, we are missing someone.
Right?
Wait. We're
gonna do some. We should know these things. They'll be memorized soon, I promise, guys. And the more that we talk about this, the more that I'm gonna memorize them. But yeah, right now all I see is 2. And I also forgot to mention Danny Sanchez, a member of Backpack Racing. So that team is stacked right now.
The other 2 members, Jordan Finnegan, Kyle Oakley, but I don't believe they showed up. They have shown up for
a race, yeah, correct.
Any races. So technically a 2-man team thus far.
Right. And so that is going into this race, our team standings. That is going to go through the chase with no adjustments once the chase starts. So no reset, nothing like that. That's just a Winston Cup kind of format that we'll be keeping track of as the season goes on. Right now, 44 Ever doing what they have to do, led by Panzarella and Geyer. But Delgado and McGivern, those 2 have been putting together some great finishes. 2 drivers that are on the bubble of the chase. So consistency seeming to be the name of the game, and obviously participation.
Yeah, definitely. With Geyer having to miss last week, those 2 definitely picked up the kind of picked up the slack. I believe a 9th place and 11th place finish for those guys.
Yeah, definitely a great job from those 2 44 Ever drivers, and that's how you maintain the points lead. And let's take a look actually at our qualifying results. So here we go. Put it on the pole for the 3rd week straight is going to be Zap Panzarella. That's a three-peat. And sharing the front row with him, we talked a lot about this guy pre-race, Brandon Lullis. Can he piece together that overdue excellent race? Tommy Fox, this guy, he is quite the qualifier, and he's going to make up the 2nd row, and he's going to share with Cody Gibson. First time Cody Gibson will not be in the 1st row in 2 weeks. Daniel Sanchez will be rounding out the top 5 backpack racing with a phenomenal qualifying effort. Alex Hillman, the leader of Vortex DDI, will be in 6th place. 7th place will belong to Stephen Kirby. Keep your eye on the Golden Octopus driver. I know he's good here. Kyle Wellman, newcomer, rookie in his debut race, putting it in 8th place. Great qualifying effort from Wellman. Philip Beaver returning the DDIRL. We missed that Beaver, and we're happy to have this Beaver back in our lives. And he's going to get a top 10 qualifying effort, going to make it the 9th place. Juan Delgado continuing to show signs of improvement. He was lights out fast in practice, and he's going to make out the end of the top 10. Juan Delgado, 10th place qualifying effort, continuing to get better week after week.
And then down for the rest of the order, in the 11th, we have Mark Zab. 12th, we got Dalton Geyer. 13th, Edward Peltz. 14th, Tanner Marr. 15th, Cody Matthews. 16th, Graham McGivern. 17th, Ryan Newman. 18th, Colton Easterday. 19th, Larry Bell. 20th, Wayne Newman. 21st, Christopher Cowgill. And rounding out the field, we got Glenn Grigsby.
And, I mean, there's only one thing left to do. Over to you, Kevin.
And now, race fans, for the most famous words in motorsports, the star of Universal Pictures movie, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry, Kevin James.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
Man, I'm feeling pumped up. Let's do this, Star Cowboy. We're at Kentucky. Kevin James is more energetic than ever. Let's go.
Yeah.
Race number 7 of the DDIRL inaugural season, and the fields are getting bigger, and this is a great sign to see. This is going to be a transition race here today. We are going to finish this under the lights, but first we got to wait for the sun to come down. We'll have to see how much that changes. Again, it's Zach Panzarella with the 3rd pole in a row, 4th of the season, leading the league by a wide margin in that category. But can he bring it from first to first here today? That is not, poles have not meant wins for him. He'll be sharing the front row with Lolis. We're going to be going off the flag, man, to start this race here at Kentucky. It's going to be 122 laps around this racetrack, and it's going to be a fun one, guys. I'm excited. Let's do this thing. We're almost to the restart zone. We are in it, and it's going to be lights out, and away we go. I watched the F1 movie last night, sorry. Zap Panzarella going to lead them to the green flag. Lolis on the outside. He has his teammate pushing him. Not a great start for Fox. No help for the 12. We'll see if Lolis is able to use the outside momentum. It is all 2 by 2 all the way down this field. Lolis going to use the outside, and it looks like he may have the momentum.
Yeah, nobody jumping out 3 wide just yet, but Panzarella still staying tight. Lolis not necessarily putting the squeeze, going to use all of that exit to just try to drive away from Panzarella here and get clear. It looks like he's done it there.
Lolis is going to lead lap 1, so Panzarella with the pole, but he doesn't even have a lap led yet. That bonus point is still eluding him, but Lolis, he's going to go up front right away, take advantage of that qualifying position that he had. And one thing that I think this field is not ready to see is what Brandon Lolis can do. It clean here. Tommy Fox is loose.
Oh, Tommy Fox.
Into the wall goes Fox. Fox, oh man, so far down the running order. We're going to stay green, but Fox all the way down the running order. He got loose out of 2 there into the inside wall. The damage doesn't look too substantial there, but oh man, the track position sure is.
You know, to quote them on the NASCAR broadcast sometimes, you know, I'm not sure that he might not have had some help there.
Yeah.
But yeah, remains to be seen. Looks like, yeah, top 3 breakaway already here. Lolis, Panzarella, and Gibson.
Panzarella wanting that lap led. And man, I tell you, there's not much anything that's more frustrating than getting the pole but not getting the lead lap. But he opens the door for Gibson. Gibson going to try to put the squeeze on the inside. Panzarella not trying to give him the inside lane. That is the advantageous lane, especially at this point in the run. We'll see how this works for Gibson. Panzarella going to try to wrap the top and use the momentum game, but Gibson just so hard through 1 and 2. Great job by the 5. And yeah, wow, Panzarella tight on exit.
Yeah, and you know, that's that dirty air. Lolis kind of drifted up a little bit. It looked like Panzarella might have been looking for looking to maybe get to the outside of Lolis as they keep looking like they're trying to go 3 wide here. It's now Gibson down on the inside of both guys here.
Yeah, if you're
trying
Brendan
to follow his
Lewis,
teammate through.
you usually see 2 cars battling behind you, and you think, thank God, okay, cool, I can chill. But no, these guys, their defense they're trying to do is let me get the outside of Lewis. Lewis gets tight outside at 2. What a save by the 83 to keep his momentum. Panzarella going to push him down. Gibson going to look to the inside. Lewis shuts the door.
Yeah, an unusual situation here with Lolis being pressured by his own teammate here with that inside, trying to control both lanes here, keep both of these guys behind him, let them burn up those tires while he has that clean air out front.
Yeah, that really is a good advantage right here, trying to at least, yeah, at the very least, make these guys use more than he has to. Use that dirty air to his advantage. Behind them, sorry, this action up front, just absolutely crazy, but there's a lot of other trucks in this field. Alex Hillman controlling 4th place. Behind him, you have Stephen Kirby. I told you to look out for that 109. I say it every week, but Stephen Kirby, perhaps the best long run driver in the league right now. It's definitely been, I'd say, between him and Gibson and Lolis. Those 3 in the long run have been lights out. Big hit to the wall by Beaver there. Did you see that coming up to turn 1?
Oh yeah, I don't know how he's held on to that one. He was racing with newcomer Wellman there. Looked like just kind of smacked the wall there. Managed to recover and stay in front of Delgado.
Whoa! Look at Beaver setting it in deep onto
set.
Wellman. That was crazy. Oh man, it is intense
you know
back here.
There's a lot of track to use up there in 3 and 4. It's a very wide racing surface up there, much wider than 1 and 2, and yeah, you can really use all of that on entry and exit.
And he is not hesitating to use every ounce of it. Behind them, you do have Juan Delgado. We talked a lot about him. Lights out fast in practice. 4th place overall in practice for Delgado. And here he is running comfortably in the top 10. In 8th place, looking to the inside of Beaver. Delgado just doing what he has to. He has not had the long run speed. A lot of these newer, more inexperienced drivers that you see in this league currently putting down such good qualifying laps and great practice speed, but just not having the long run speed that these races are oftentimes ending up being. I mean, between the last 2 races, over 400 laps, I believe, or I'm sorry, over 300 laps and just 1 caution. So you do not have those cautions to bail you out if you use up your stuff early. And speaking of, you see Panzarella starting to fall off from the 2 backpack teammates.
Yeah, you know, that's that trap that you can kind of fall into, pushing those tires further than you need to, because you see either the cars out in front of you getting smaller or the cars in your rear view getting bigger. This track, it's just so important to run your own race and to just do what your tires want you to do with them.
Yeah, oftentimes at this point in the run, you really are kind of letting the truck dictate where you go. If it wants to go high, then I guess you're using the high lane. And that's why practice is so important, to know that you can be comfortable at every point in these runs. This is about a 40 lap take for these guys here today. So 122 laps, that puts them just short of being able to finish this race on fuel. So there's going to have to be a little bit of strategy if we stay green, like DDIRL has been so accustomed to doing. So that's got to be in the back of these guys' minds right now, that not only do you not want to burn your stuff up, you got to be thinking about fuel already. You already have to be counting down from 122, as you are seeing the 2 backpack teammates battling a little bit more than I think what you'd expect. So far, Gibson content, but he's looking to the inside every now and again. Behind them, I see a little bit of battling, and here we go. Geyer looking to the inside of, I believe that is Tanner Marr. Tanner Marr, another newcomer, and he actually becomes the driver with the highest I rating in this league. Tanner Marr is. So I will have my eye on that newcomer. The number, it looks like he's going to be the number 7 today, but that is the number of pelts. I think Tanner Marr will be driving the 0 next week.
Yes, I believe. Yeah, I don't know what exactly happened with that, but yeah, just some iRacing shenanigans. But yeah, we'll have that fixed by next week. Mar will be in the 0, Peltz will be in the 7. But for right now, we got 2 7 cars sandwiching Dalton Geyer there.
I didn't even realize that Peltz was there.
In 11th.
Didn't even realize that Peltz was that Dalton was in a 7 sandwich. He is the other 7 to the 77, and he's going to really be the meat in the sandwich, almost 3 right there. Edward Peltz showing an exceptional amount of long run speed here, is the number 7 VRL X driver, also a VRL driver, someone that we actually get to have the privilege of watching quite a bit over here in this network, is that 7 of Peltz. And also, if we look over to third place now, really fourth is Kirby. He had made quick work of Alex Hillman, and it did not take him long at all to catch the 12 of Panzarella. We speculated about the long run speed in this 109 truck. Stephen Kirby staying true right now.
Yeah, Kirby now just looking for the right spot here where he can get that good exit and get by Panzarella as we look back through the field. And these guys, it's looking like they were going to go 3 wide back there between Geyer, Pelt. Yeah, I think that's Geyer, Peltz, and Marr. Still battling for that last. Honestly, I mean, for the last stage points paying position.
True. Good point.
I mean, that's not going to pay out for another 45 laps, of course, but you know that's still where those guys want to be.
That is a good point, though. And
now they're pulling. This fight's actually pulling Mark Zab into the picture as well as Geyer kind of blinks out there for a second.
Blinky. He's back. Saw the same thing happen to Kirby a few times in practice, hoping that there's not too many connection issues in this race. As we see the 7 and the 7 all over the 36. Maybe these guys seeing their numbers and thinking, hey, we're teammates now. Let's get them.
You see, yeah, Zab being pulled back into this. You also see Colton Easterday starting, I believe, to make a run to these guys as well.
Yes, he is.
Started a bit further back. Another car with a lot of long run pace should catch these guys pretty quickly here.
Yeah, Easterday using that somewhat newfound long run speed. He is trained by some of the best, and it's obvious by watching Colton week in, week out.
Oh, they're 3 wide up there.
Jeez, look at Peltz. Oh, and they're 3 right in front of him, too. Oh, man, Delgado.
Yeah, Delgado.
Oh, wow.
That's the 40. It's the 42. That's Beaver. Oh, yeah, Beaver still maintaining position despite that hard wall slap earlier. I don't know how he's managed that. He's really running that high line, kind of using that Larson line even. That you don't really normally see at Kentucky. You wouldn't expect to, but he's making it work right now.
Wow, putting a squeeze over there on Tanner. Or I'm sorry, I'm Kyle Wellman, I'm sorry. Yeah, we saw that wall experience a pretty big beaver slap. And then another small beaver slap shortly after. But somehow, Philip Beaver has been able to keep it straight and keep it quick. Oh my goodness, he gets tight on the entrance of 3 there, but still makes it stick on the top. He just has a line in the car, but it looks like actually Dalton Geyer saying, don't mind if I do. Well, shut that door. And then the DDI teammates of 40 Forever suddenly side by side of Delgado and Geyer. Absolute insanity right here for the top 10.
Yeah, all of a sudden looking like a super speedway race here. Back behind the 7th position.
Wow.
Got 8 cars. Yeah, 8 cars under a blanket here.
Peltz not wanting to wait around.
The high line.
And meanwhile, Kirby gets around Panzarella. So Kirby continues his march forward towards the backpack cars. Certainly, I always imagine with backpack racing, like an actual backpack, not what I think their team names. Because if it is what that is, they should change it to front pack.
Easterday 3 wide back there with Mark Zab, and I believe that's Tanner Marr. Marr got the better of it with that run on the high side, but now Easterday has caught this pack.
What's kind of sticking out to me a little bit here as well is these drivers, I mean, clearly just insane battling, and we've talked about how that normally slows you down quite a bit, but it really hasn't. This group isn't losing substantial time to Alex Hillman, the next car, you could say in the next hypothetical pack, right? Oh man, loose goes Beaver. Loosey-goosey on the inside of Wellman. Gonna try a little bit of side drafting, but yeah, even with all this pure insanity. Oh no!
Oh, slide job.
Sort of. I guess you could call it that.
Pulling out all the Kyle Larson maneuvers at this track.
Yeah, definitely the one also.
He's run the Larson line, pulled out the slide job,
and then pulled out the Bubba Wallace.
Now he's got some clean air. We'll see if he can run away here.
Yep. He also pulled the Larson mover. It's like my exit now. Sorry.
Man, just massive pack.
What a move by Delgado on the outside.
Man, yeah, Delgado. Clear. Geyer trying to get clear.
Geyer just saying, figure it out, my friends, especially when it's your teammate. Same with Edward Peltz. He's just been holding steady in this group. This has been unbelievably entertaining.
Yeah, it seems like that move really to the detriment of the 42, who's now kind of on the wrong end of the freight train here. A lot of these guys kind of moving around him here.
And think we
Trying to
might.
get that run.
We're going to see some tires catch up to these guys eventually, right? It's got to be around this time.
And that's brought Cody Matthews into this. So yet another car into this just massive group.
Yeah, they're
Guys
not losing time, but
grip.
the cars are catching them behind them, which is hilarious. It just makes this better and better. It looks like, I mean, it doesn't look like a super speedway race drugstore because there is zero organization, none whatsoever.
See, it's just a massive pile of dirty air that those guys are in right now. It may look like fun. It is not a lot of fun. I think everybody wants to be
fun.
in the position that Philip Beaver's in right now with all that clean air out in front.
Oh yeah, Beaver just saying, have fun with that, boys. Even Delgado, you see Delgado using the bottom of the track there. Even Geyer right behind Delgado. That's a fun thing to observe there, as they're just looking for wherever the clean air is, because it's available to them. It is not available to you if you're a cold and Easter day right now in the 95 red truck, as he gets together with Zab on entry. Zab into the wall.
An immediate apology on the radio there from Easter Day. Zab still able to hang with him with that big run on the outside, despite the contract with the wall.
Oh, and he gives the spot up, and that's another classy move by Easter Day. We saw Hillman do that last week, and I've never seen an Oval League do that. But now we've seen it twice in DDIRL. I can't gush enough about the drivers of this league. But and now that goes rewind.
Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, I see. That's why I don't know if it was intentional that he gave that back. I think Zab just still had the run on the high side despite the contact with the wall.
Maybe Easter Day thinking, like, maybe I shouldn't. Look at the squeeze.
Side by side.
Wellman, welcome to the
door
DDIRL.
to door.
Loving this stuff. This is good. You know what? Oh my goodness. And look at Delgado starting to peek to the inside of Beaver in the front of this back. I don't know where to look. Luckily up front, it's just a whole lot of lawless Gibson and Kirby domination. Panzarella has fallen off those two, and he has opened up a gap to Sanchez, who's comfortably in 5th place. Kind of do see if we ever get the opportunity. Okay, they're single file for like 5 seconds. Let's use this up right now. Okay, so Panzarella, all single file up front. We're not missing much up here. These guys really in paradise, just putting down laps, taking care of their tires, not really showing much of a sense of urgency, and then whole different story.
Chugga, 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 choo choo.
Of course, the tale of 2 races.
Yeah, and now even more cars are coming to join the fray here. we had Matthews. Let's see.
Yeah, looks like Tanner Marr.
Tanner Marr back there. Tanner Marr's kind of been part of this, but then we have 2 cars in behind him that have been kind of making their way up. Yeah, Ryan Newman and Larry Bell starting to kind of make themselves known to the tail end.
Not far behind. And it actually looks like that McGivern car putting down some fast laps right now, so it shouldn't be long until we have an even bigger group. Oh, man. Door shut by Zabik right onto the 42's nose. The 42 says, all right. Oh,
no.
Did it?
Into the grass goes
Matthews. That up?
Saved it, though.
Unbelievable.
No caution.
Unbelievable. That is a wreck that just didn't happen. Wow.
Yeah, no yellow. Luckily for Matthews, was able to collect it in the grass and didn't get so loose that, you know, he spun back up on the track. Was able to just keep on trucking and actually kept a lot of these guys behind him still.
I think I'm gonna give this field a much needed separation too. No, they're still crazy.
And also, once again, immediate apology there from the 42.
Yeah,
for that.
Wellman actually, he did do a phenomenal job of backing it up once they got sideways in the grass like that, and you can tell he very much got on the brakes and kind of guided Matthews through that opportunity for him to gather it back up and make that amazing save. But I think if Wellman wanted to, he could have just driven straight through him with no regard, and he definitely did not do that. So hats off to every driver involved in the incident. That could have been a million times worse than it was.
So something we can talk about right now.
Oof.
These cars can make it maybe 40 laps. So I wonder if guys are going to stretch this fuel tank out, maybe try to make this a 2-stop. Or if now would be the time to surrender. Right on cue. Look at that. Now would be the time to surrender to the 3-stop if you're going to go for it, and that's what Zab's going to do here.
Sorry, I thought that was Geyer at first. That's Zab.
Really kind of paying attention to
Calgill as well.
Yeah, the teammates coming in onto an alternate strategy. Chris Calgill was on that alternate strategy last week that got him a couple laps led, I believe.
Yeah.
At the Brickyard. So yeah, going for something different here today. Although it appears it's something different. We'll see if anybody else follows them in these next few laps.
Right.
But
That's always the interesting part.
yeah, really kind of one of those pattern recognition things of like, you know, we haven't seen very many wrecks in this league.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Sorry.
Big
Continue.
run off the corner there. But yeah, as I was saying, we haven't seen the yellow flags really flying in this league. So
Yeah, it's
maybe thinking, you know, going for that early stop, maybe the move here.
It must be. I mean, like you just said, if you do something like we just saw Zab do, not to mention, I think Zab is still eligible for perfect attendance, if I'm not mistaken. So he knows the way this league works. He's been here. So that, yeah, like you said, I think that's a very intentional strategy. That's not a if the caution falls X place strategy. That's a this is going green. Let's try this out. So we're gonna have to keep our eye on Zab and Calgill, especially if we are to stay green here. We're expecting about 5 to 6 more laps until the rest of this field has to come down. And so far, nobody has been tempted by that strategy from Zab and Calgill.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I think at this point, everybody's, you know, anybody who's going to run this thing, they're going to have to run this tank dry to be able to make that to be able to make that 2-stop. So I think that's what a lot of these guys do. I'm really wondering, just are we going to see this whole field duck down pit road
Together.
On lap 40, 41?
Then it'll feel like a super speedway.
For
Yeah,
sure.
you're
And we'll
right.
see. Yeah, we'll see a lot of different pit road entry strategies, I believe, as well when that happens.
It's a really good point by you, though, because if we continue to stay green here, I mean, whether you're driving a Toyota, Ford, or Chevy, you have 40-ish laps of fuel. It does not differ greatly between the manufacturers. So we'll have to see what happens there. And it's these guys, I think, starting to think about that. And I mean, the draft is not a thing here, so it doesn't matter who you come out with. But yeah, it's going to be a messy pit road situation if it turns out the way it looks like it's about to. Here we go. About 3 to go now until we can expect these guys to come down. We are starting to see a little bit of separation from pack to pack, I think by virtue of those little incidents there, and just these tires are ancient for these guys. These are really maxing this out at the first they can, so this is going to be interesting.
You see, Philip Beaver still putting up.
Newman's
car in
around.
the grass.
Ryan Newman is around, and the caution is out.
Let's see, did he disconnect there as well?
Can't tell. It looked like a glitchy situation. We'll see if we have the replay available to us, because that was a weird one. But nonetheless, right on cue, Drugstore Cowboy. We are getting, I think a lot of these guys, if your name isn't Chris Calgill or Mark Zab, excited to see this caution.
Yeah, definitely excited to see this caution if you're anybody other than those two. Those two, yeah, not only are they going to, yeah, they're a lap down right now. The whole field's going to pit. They're going to have to stay out here on these older tires to get that lap back. But let's see what happened here on this yellow.
On your top right, courtesy of Johnny Seja in the booth with us, giving us that replay. And this is likely going to be the incident for Ryan Newman. He actually was our only caution last week at Pocono as well. And that was Pocono. At Indy as well. And that was the... Whoa!
Oh. So what happened there?
That looked like a equipment malfunction to me.
Yeah, that's... If I've ever seen one, you know?
Yeah. Bizarre wreck there.
Oh, these cars on pit road here.
Yep, exiting first, Lolis, Gibson, Panzarella, beating quite a few, beating Kirby. I think Kirby, yep, hearing it on the radio now, he missed his pit stall. So Kirby misses his pit stall, and that's going to cost him a couple of positions. Kirby now going to be in 6th place.
And now we're about 20. When we go green, we're going to be about 20 laps from the stage.
Yes.
And just Just looking here. Looks like, yeah, Ryan Newman out of this race for right now. Yeah, Chris Cowgill and Mark Zab, I believe, are taking that. Or wait, yeah, was it Mark Zab?
Did he get the
so
wave
those,
round?
yeah, those guys are
like
going
the
to
wave
have
round
to
for
take
both
the
of
wave
them.
round.
Right.
Yeah.
So they don't get to hit again.
Or no, Mark Zab got the lucky dog, but Cowgill had to take the wave round.
Yep, you are right. So Zab gets to pit. Zab gets to be on the same strategy as all these guys. Not going to work out for Zab, in my opinion, though. He's going to find himself, it looks like, in 17th now. I think he was far further up the field than that. That run just not going long enough for Zab to see the fruits of his labor with that alternate strategy. But we'll have to see. And then on the other end of that, but far worse, I think, Chris Cowgill, he does take the wave round, so he does get the lead lap, but he does not get to pit. He does not get to add extra fuel, and he is on 10-lap older tires than everyone else in the field. So Cowgill can definitely be a deficit here for this run, depending on how long it is. Again, the end of lap 60 would be the stage for this race, and there will be no caution, but that will pay out points to the top 10, 22 people in this, or 22 drivers in this race. So the top 10 will score stage points. And then again, not too much mixing up outside of Kirby. Kirby definitely the interesting one. Not getting into his pit stall the way he needed to there, and it cost him by the virtue of pitting under yellow when it's all bunched up. So he'll be finding himself a little bit further back in the field. But up front, Backpack Racing doing their thing 2 weeks in a row. Lolis and Gibson have just been running the show.
Yeah, Kirby falling victim to the Ryan Blaney special. A lot of long run speed and then just a pit road mishap.
Usually that's his
they
pit
have to make up those
everything.
positions again. Yeah.
Or usually it's his, not his pit crew, it's crew chief being like, yeah, just stay out for an extra 15 laps for absolutely no reason. My wife a big Blaney fan, so I know that feels. Here we go, getting ready to go green. The control car is going to be Lolis on the inside. And yeah, you can tell what a start from the 83. It looks like Panzarella might actually come with him. We'll see if Panzarella is able to make a move here on Gibson. Here we go into turn 1 and 2. Panzarella looking on the inside of Gibson, and that would be a big pass for the 12. There it is. He gets past the 5, so he's going to be able to put himself in a sandwich of the 2 backpack cars, kind of similar to that first run. Behind them, you see Sanchez. Sanchez had so much long run speed on that first run. Just carved through the field, ended up in 5th place. Alex Hillman breathing down the neck of Sanchez, and then Kirby trying to recover from that incident on pit road. But man, he is in the hornet's nest. This was where we saw it being a little bit problematic, a little bit towards the entire latter half of that first run.
You got to wonder if there was any sort of miscommunication there on the restart. Lolis got a huge jump, but his teammates seemed to not get the best jump out of that. So maybe just didn't get the count right on that. As now Panzarella on the attack on Lolis here. Really wants to lead a lap after not being able to. Getting that pole. Not going to get it there, though.
Doesn't lead that one, but you're right. I think Panzarella wants to lead that lap. You get the pole. He is the points leader. He's points racing. I mean, obviously you want a trophy, but he is still points racing. He wants that lap lead. He's challenging Lolis for everything he has, but now that the backpack help of Gibson is there, he's gonna follow Lolis from the top, but it doesn't even matter because Lolis just rips the top. What a line by the 83, the strongest truck in the field it seems today, is gonna maintain the lead of the race. And he says, that Panzarella, you want to lead a lap? Well, that's too bad for you.
And now he's under attack from Lolis's teammate Gibson, using that run on the outside here. And I don't think it's going to be long before Gibson gets that position back. So he's got the draft from his teammate there into the turn. And he says the dirty air, the draft for me, the dirty air for thee, Zach Panzarella, as Lolis cuts down in the corner to get in front of Panzarella, but then pull his teammate on the outside there.
Yeah, you're seeing a little bit of chest from the backpack team right there, exactly like you just described. Dumping the dirty air on Panzarella through 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, but making sure to be there for Gibson for the draft matters, just working masterfully together. And there it is right there. An easy pass for Cody Gibson on Panzarella. Panzarella, he does not have any set help. If you want to look to his nearest teammate, you have to look all the way to 8th place of Juan Delgado is his nearest 44 ever, or even Daily Drivers Inc. teammate outside of Hillman, who is leading Vortex and going for his own wins. Panzarella with no such help right now. And this is just what goes to show why team racing matters, why auto racing, NASCAR specifically, is a team sport. Brilliant teamwork right here from the 83 and the 5.
And you know what? It's an especially great situation for them because, you know, they didn't even really have to do anything. Lolis just has to run his line to make that happen. And really, you know, really what opens that up is Gibson taking the high line from Panzarella, as now he looks to take the low line to take the lead from Lolis. Wow.
Whoa.
One fell swoop to take the lead from Lolis here. Gibson's ready to check out like he did at Indy, maybe.
Man, I gotta say, Drugstore, I mean, like, it's insane here. Cody Gibson, still fairly new to this league. He ran, I don't think he ran an exhibition race, came kind of late, and we're still getting to know this driver. And again, he did not race in PRL, MRL, or BRL, the other leagues that this league covers, so we don't know Gibson that well. Same with Lolis, but man, every week I watch this 5, he is genuinely one of the best drivers I have ever seen. He is nearly perfect, and that pass right there was completely indefensible if you were Lolis. There's nothing he could do about that. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, you know what? This backpack team, you know what? Let's think about. Oh man. You know, actually, maybe let's not. I was gonna say let's think about. Let's think about Dora the Explorer's backpack.
Okay.
I think you know, I think Gibson is that last kind of thing in the backpack at the end of the episode. That last thing that they need.
It's usually a map.
Yeah, that's what get. Yeah. Oh, is he the map?
I think he's usually a map, right? Like she's like, oh, it's a map. I'm like, Dora, why would you not just use the map in the first place?
I'm also like, I'm mixing up that and then like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse or whatever, or, you know, where that is. He's the mystery. He's the what do you call it? The mystery mouse tool. You know.
Yeah, everyone watching the broadcast right now just saying, what the are they talking about right now?
Every father who's watching this broadcast, I think, is like, yes, I understand this. I'm forced to understand this.
You're likely right there. I think a lot of people saying I understand the reference. Philip Beaver really getting to know that wall right there. We should name that one the Beaver Wall because he is just really hitting that Beaver paint all the walls. He's just NASCAR heating it out here. And not really facing the consequence for it yet. He's been just kind of barely scraping it, just trading the paint there. I doubt he has any real damage. I don't think he's really slapping it that hard. He's just scrapes, and to be fair, those walls do kind of jump out at you sometimes, especially on the backstretch. Mm-hmm. Like it seems like they're a little further in than you would think, but yeah, well, able to hold on. Always holding off Alex Hillman here too. An old broadcast that we used to race on back in the day used to talk about how there's two types of walls on ovals. There's what they would call grabbers and bouncers. Ones that kind of like when you hit the wall and it's like a magnet, you're like, get me off of this thing, and it feels like you have to downshift or something to get off the wall. And there's ones that kind of feel like the video games that we all used to play, right? Like I can tell you my line at Darlington NASCAR Heat was hit the wall and then go down. These walls here in Kentucky, I would definitely say are bouncers, right? A little bit of a pinball wall. Yeah, exactly. If you will, yeah. Those bumpers that just push the ball off. They'll do that to your car. Yeah, when I hit the wall here, I often find myself turning towards the wall to be like, let me just stick on it for a minute so I don't, come flying down the track and take out half the field with me. Whereas at most tracks, when you feel like, oh no, that wall's coming, you are far tilted to the left, right? Not so much here in Kentucky. Really interesting, and you're kind of seeing it with Beaver, how it's not, I mean, he's not doing it intentionally, but it's not costing him speed. It's so interesting. And now it looks like Hillman around him here, but that's going to put him under attack from the other DDI car there of Juan Delgado, who himself is now under attack from Colton Easterday, so can't really get a run on Beaver. So he's kind of attacking and defending at the same time here, fighting a war on two fronts. Yeah, he really is. Easterday methodically working through the field too. I feel like, Wow, a little bit of a nudge there by the 14 to the 60 of Beaver. Delgado gets into Beaver and still gets him tight enough for Beaver at the wall. And then you see Easterday want to take advantage of that. We may be 3 wide. Easterday not quite there. Delgado able to complete the pass. He did a good job backing off of Beaver after he had that little small incident through the middle of the corner, letting Beaver gather it back up. The 60 tried to maintain that trap position. That cost him his exit. He hits the wall. Delgado completes the pass. I can't imagine that Philip is too upset about that one, but you never like getting hit in the rear end like that. That was very much your no-no spot, especially through a corner like that, but still no harm, no foul. These drivers just doing an unbelievable job of gathering it up when those incidents do happen, and also the ones that creating the incidents are doing a phenomenal job of backing off and giving them that opportunity to gather it back up.
Yeah, and you know, when Delgado was in that position there, I think sometimes the strategy is, okay, I have this fast car behind me. Maybe I let them go and let them open the door for me, and then I just follow them through. But not really at the point in this race to be able to do that, because the stage break is coming up in just a few laps, and
Exactly.
you don't know if you're going to be able to get that spot in time.
Notably as well, in the last run at this point, so we're about more than that, 20 plus laps, or yeah, about 21, 22 laps into run. I suck at math, I'm so sorry. But at
A little
this
under
point,
20, I think.
Yeah, well, 37, yeah, you're right. And at this point,
I think we
in
went
the
green
run-
on lap 41.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, about 17 laps of, I can do that, I think, of green flag racing. And at this point in the first run, Lolis and Gibson had gapped that group of Panzarella and Kirby by well over a second and a half. Not so much this time. They are still within striking distance. Kirby, man, that 109, and we saw his little mistake in the pits. It cost him track position. He has methodically and patiently worked his way back up to where he needs to be. It is only 2 to go in the stage, though, and Panzarella and Kirby are going to be battling for that extra point. This is between 30 and 4th, and who knows if Lolis and Gibson are able to get to each other. That could be for the lead if those two are able to, or have anything go wrong with them or slow each other up. So Panzarella not wanting to let Kirby go, and you can see how much these stage points mean to these drivers.
Kind of deja vu of the first run, as now Kirby has to fight by Panzarella. Yeah, white flag for the stage here.
That's a green, white, green.
But yeah, deja vu of the first run, as now Kirby's got to fight his way through the points leader to get to third, to be able to finally kind of work on this lead that the backpack guys have built up here.
Speaking of, it looks like Cody Gibson's going to capture, I think, what's going to be his first stage win of the year, if not his second. I think his first, though, but Gibson's, I think he actually pit early at Iowa, despite dominating that race. Kirby going to look to the inside and run a photo finish for third. Kirby is going to get it.
Kirby might have got him.
Kirby gets that extra stage point. Man, Panzarella just missing out by an inch there. I'm sure he won't want that to happen again in this race. But just missing out on third place right there on Kirby's. Kirby's going to capture third for the stage and likely in the race itself, as Kirby's going to look to the inside. But let's go down the stage points real quick. Cody Gibson going to take the stage win, 10 points and a point that's going to follow him to the chase for Cody Gibson. Second place, Lolis. He needs that. Lolis so fast all season, but the points have not been there for him. Those 9 points are going to help him out a ton. It's going to be Kirby who took home those third place stage points. Just confirmed it for us. Kirby will be in third. Panzarella fourth. Sanchez fifth. Hillman sixth. Easterday seventh. Delgado eighth. Tanner Marr over in ninth. And Dalton Geyer collecting the last stage point in 10th place. 22 drivers, so 10 getting stage points.
And you know what? We've reached the stage here. Do you reckon it's time to crank it up?
You read my mind. I was about to say that. Let's do it. All right, boys, we are back, and that was a fun little crank it up session. I mean, so far, a whole lot of the same up front. Cody Gibson, 2 weeks in a row, the class of the field, but Lolis breathing down his teammate's neck. Behind them, you have Kirby about a second behind those guys, and Panzarella about half a second behind them. Sanchez and Hillman have made up that second pack this whole race. And I guess the most interesting thing to talk about right now is, don't look now, but the winner of Iowa has been carbon through this field, Colton Easterday.
Yeah, what I've been seeing kind of with this top 10 is little just groups of 2 separating off here. And Easterday was kind of paired up with Delgado for a minute, but now he's run down this next group of 2, kind of the only one who's been able to break away from that pattern and now kind of put another group under attack here. So he tries to close up to Sanchez and Hillman.
And we're on board here with Easterday, and one thing that's sticking out to me, a driver that has clearly been one of our faster drivers, really all of Golden Octopi have been so good on the long run. But just look at, again, I say this every week, or Panzarella said it last week. Oh my!
Oh no!
Never mind.
Did Sanchez? I think Sanchez
Did
saved
he gather,
that. Yeah.
He gathered that
he
up.
gathered it up. Didn't really lose all that much time either. Wow.
Unbelievable by Sanchez. Another wreck that just didn't happen. And that was a fun little onboard. I had no idea that was going to happen.
I think, yeah, now here comes Delgado to put Sanchez under attack here. Geyer just kind of lying in wait in the back there. We'll see. I'm not sure if the 62 has any damage, or Easterday for that matter. But I do know Sanchez's tires are probably screaming at him here. That might make him an easy target here for Delgado.
Yeah, that would be really good for Delgado. I mean, you see that action in front of you that's going to make you a little bit nervous. But Delgado trying to take advantage of that. Sanchez has been so quick today, likely just trying to gather it back up. And I'm sure that heated up his tires quite a bit. But Easterday going to continue to move forward. Pulling Easterday up to 6th place.
Delgado completing the move there on Sanchez for 7th place. We see Easterday continue to pull away, try to reel in Hillman to get into the top 5.
Yeah, this is interesting, and we see Kirby up front still. Up front has just been very, I guess you could say, straightforward. Gibson and Lolis, the class of the field, these two have been very close to one another. I think even to the point where they can use each other's draft, but also experience each other's dirty air. So that is going to be interesting, and we're getting closer to what should be the last pit stop for these drivers. You'd assume somewhere around lap 80. And even then, if you can get this thing to 80, because these guys, excuse me, my voice is losing me, leaving me right now, did have to pit, I think, a little bit earlier than would have liked by the virtue of that caution. So you're going to have to do some saving here, Mr. Cowboy. Like, you're absolutely going to do some saving here. Whether or not you can push it to 80, you got to save. So we'll have to see how long these guys can push it. And I also think we may be past the point to where if you're going to do something alternate, you would have done it by now, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think it's still,
Speaking of Zab,
it's still open if you want to pick up a little bit of track position, but you're going to have to be praying for a caution because you're not going to make it the whole way on a tank of fuel, or you're not even really going to be able to save the gas to make it if you're coming in right now. So
Right.
I think the only way that works is if you come in, you get that track position, and you just pray for a caution at some point after the pit cycle cycles through.
I completely agree. This may be a point where you want to you're making your bed no matter what you decide to do here. So this will be an interesting point in this race. And I wonder how many people are already saving. This is definitely an opportunity where if you can stretch it now, stretch it an extra lap, that's less you have to worry about on that last run. Again, DDIRL, not a league where you can really count on the cautions. There's only been one today, and it looked like that one was likely an equipment failure. So really no on-track cautions. So you really got to just be doing that math in your head right now. We'll have to keep our eye on Gibson, Lolis, Kirby, and Panzarella and see if they decide to duck it in anytime soon. Another guy I just cannot stop gushing about enough here is just Juan Delgado. This driver so new to this league early on, or so new to this platform early on, and now I have not seen this guy outside the top 10 all day today. And there are guys out here who have been doing this for years. It's just
I do have that
incredibly
replay.
impressive. And let's actually, Johnny Seja actually has the replay. We're gonna take a look at what happened to Sanchez real quick. Here we go. This is Colton Easterday and Sanchez in the top right of your screen. And we have the all-telling. Oh.
Just wasn't clear, I don't think.
Yeah, I think Sanchez running that top to bottom line.
Just didn't realize
And he's pitting.
Easterday was there, I think.
Live, he's pitting.
He's
Look
coming
at
in
that.
early.
Sanchez
I mean, I guess if he's losing those spots right now.
And Lolis as well. Lolis has come down
wow.
on lap 78 with 44 to go with a estimated 40 lap fuel tank. I don't know why the 83 is doing this.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe
And now
thinking
Gibson.
that they can save enough. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, maybe thinking that they can save enough here, and we're to the point in the night. Well, we'll see when they come out of pit road.
Wow.
What they're doing, you know, if they start lifting and clutching right away, or if they start coasting, if they think they can make it.
Larry Bell in. Wayne Newman in. Oh, sort of.
Oh, well.
I mean, eventually. Off the racing surface, we will stay green.
Oh, he's in.
And there's Cody, and I like what you're saying there, and I don't disagree. And also, one thing we haven't mentioned, the delta. The delta is enormous. Stephen Kirby and Panzarella right now are putting laps that are 2 seconds slower than those of what you're about to see Gibson and Lolis put down on those freshies. I'm talking about their fastest laps of the race. And if you look up, the sun is just giving us this gorgeous scene right now, but it's not above the racetrack anymore, which means the racetrack is far cooler, which means the trucks are far faster. So this is, I get that, right? Like, you can save, but you gotta, how do you save and get that delta? And here comes Kirby. Kirby gonna bring it down, and I think that's likely all Panzarella has to. Yep, Panzarella, Hillman, Easterday, Geyer, Delgado, Cody Matthews, I believe Tommy Fox, Edward Peltz, Wellman.
Just everybody.
Everybody, and I think Beaver as well. Yep, Beaver gonna bring it inside. So here is our hypothetical leader, Stephen Kirby, gonna bring it down into the pits for his last scheduled pit stop. And here he goes, and a little bit loose, and he overshoots the stall just a tiny bit, does the 009. Will that be enough for the 12 to get him? We'll have to see. And just how far behind is this group going to be behind Gibson and Lolis? It's going to be a lot, I can tell you that. And there goes Kirby. Dropping the jack is Panzarella. Dropping the jack is Hillman. Panzarella and Hillman going to be side by side. Oh, not quite. Panzarella getting barely off in time to be in front of Hillman, but Kirby doing what he has to do. But it looks like about, oh boy, a quarter to a third of a track in front of them is Lolis and Gibson. This is fascinating.
Yeah, like we were saying, I wonder now if they think that gives them enough of a buffer to save the fuel. These guys will probably have to use some lift and coast. I think the rest of the field might honestly just have to lift, and we'll see what they're doing.
Yeah, here we go. This is
I'm not
Gibson.
sure if, yeah.
Early lift, but no clutching. We'll go to Lolis now. He pit a lap earlier than Gibson did. And these guys are just putting down heaters, it looks like. As Lolis will cross the line, and that lap will be a 30.85. That is a fast lap.
And one thing to note, I don't think we'll be able to tell if they're doing it, but you know, usually into 3 and 4, you know, maybe a little bit of break, but
right.
I don't think at this point you can make the corner if you just lift. So I think maybe, you know, you just lift through 3, and if you just lift through 3 and 4, I think you can save the gas to make it, or at least, you know, the guys who came in later are going to be able to make it to the end if they just lift through 3 and 4 instead of using, you know, any of the brakes, and they just
look at
maybe get to the gas a little bit later.
Kirby is saving. Kirby, who pit 3 laps later. Yeah, 3 laps later is saving. Listen to that. We'll go back to Panzarella.
And look at Mark Zab up in third.
Yeah, third.
Where did that come from?
That alternate
come in
strategy
early
and that
too?
lucky dog. he is stuck with that strategy. He will have to bring it down again, I believe. Zab's last pit stop on Zab's last pit stop on 67. He will absolutely need to bring it down. But man, if there was a caution right now, and there's still about 2 sets of tires available to these top drivers, that would be good for Zab. Very, very good.
Hey, you know what? We've talked about we made kind of analogies to or allusions to chess before.
Love chess.
I think some of these guys, there's a YouTuber who I watched for a little while, who used the term hope chess. I think some of these guys are playing hope chess and hoping for a caution at this point. And that's one of the things that you don't want to do. You don't want to strategize. You don't want to build a strategy around hoping that a mistake will happen.
Right, that's a great point. As you see Zab right there, just by virtue of just those very old tires compared to his competitors, getting his doors blown off by Panzarella and Kirby. They're also working their way around the 8 of Wayne Newman there. Wayne Newman in his rookie race, just having some bad luck in this one. Things not going quite his way, but Newman, very excited to have him in this league. Doing the respectful thing there, hugging the top as the lead lap cars get around him. There goes Panzarella to the inside of Newman, and he's pretty close to Kirby here. This is interesting to me because at this point in these runs, Kirby has not been slower than Panzarella throughout this race, so Kirby must be saving here.
I think another thing to note, we see Philip Beaver back there. I think he got caught by the speeding police because he's 2 laps down.
Yes. Beaver, but also he may be able to be in a situation here to help out his teammate, his Golden Octopus teammate of Kirby. He currently has Panzarella again sandwiched in between 2 teammates, but Beaver with newer tires than both of them. So if he's able to get around Panzarella, he'll be able to give some drafting help to his teammate. And if gas is what that 109 is worried about, then that would be very beneficial to Stephen Kirby.
Yeah, if he's worried about gas, he doesn't necessarily want the clean air. He wants a little bit of tow. Behind him is now Easterday and Geyer. I think Geyer actually went around the outside of Easterday. He's trying to complete the move here.
Nice working there. Zab,
there
a little bit off pace. Zab still in those older tires. You see Geyer using that draft brilliantly and then still able to get up top to give himself the arc he needs, while Easterday having to sacrifice a little bit on entry there. You see that 95 drifting up ever so slightly more than the 36, and that's going to give the 36 all he needs to complete that pass. So Geyer and Easterday, 2 of our drivers have just methodically been patient, been executing up pit lane and working their way through this field. Geyer now catching up to Sanchez. Sanchez is just, oh man, he's been through it today. But just like every other race, never given up and always in the top 10.
Sanchez, I think, on some of the oldest tires in this field. So got that track. Ooh, Geyer, I think, hit the apron there, had to back out of it.
Oh, and Panzarella actually got Kirby.
Oh.
So Panzarella passes Kirby.
So Kirby definitely saving here, I think.
Definitely saving. You can tell, like, after that pass is completed, Kirby then actually getting to his teammate. He now does have that help. He can use less throttle and get that help. So that'll be interesting. Keep your eye on that. And looking behind them. Oh, sorry. Going to Easterday.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Kirby. I'm sorry, Easterday.
A little bit of contact, just a little bit, I think. Geyer now trying to clear that 62. I think the 95 is going to have the run here on the inside. We'll see. He's going to go 3 wide, I think.
Here we go.
A little bit of contact there.
Sanchez gets body slammed in the outside wall.
Somehow keeps it out of the wall.
Bullied is the 62.
I think and now these two still side by side.
Yeah. Just thinking, well, I guess it's just us two now. Fun fact about Danny Sanchez, he is the only driver in the DDIRL who has gotten a top 10 in every race that he has raced in. So Danny Sanchez, just a complete staple of consistency. He's on pace to do that again here.
Yeah, we'll see if those tires, those older tires, can hold up for that last 25 or so laps.
And
are now clear of Easterday.
Here's Kirby back to Panzarella. Maybe Kirby has already saved enough. He's going to look back to the inside 12. He has the help of his teammate as well. I don't think Beaver doing anything out of line here. This is what teammates are for, but look at the help he is getting from that 60, as now going to shoot to the inside is the 109 of Kirby. And man, if what we're thinking is reality, which is that there is no way in hell Lolis and Gibson are making it to the end of this race, that could be the pass to the win right there.
You saw Beaver kind of back off there.
Yep, mission accomplished.
Gave Kirby the help, but not willing to go, not willing to put the elbows out and interfere in this battle between these two.
Which again, Beaver doing nothing wrong, completely within the rules of stock car racing. And if Panzarella had a teammate available to him laps down right now, you can bet your entire bank account he'd be doing the same thing. So good execution there by the Golden Octopi, showing why they are using all 8 tentacles right there for their reach, as Beaver making sure that wall's still there. It is, Phil, don't worry. And this has to be mentioned too. It was 9 seconds a handful of laps ago, Drugstore. It's only 7 now. Kirby to Gibson. Let's take a look on board now and see what they're doing.
Oh yeah, those guys. Oh, they're probably saving now.
They've got to be, right? They've got to be. We're on board with Gibson here. This is the turn where I think you can save a little bit less. Yeah, he's saving. Oh, did you hear all that dead silence?
Did you just dump it on the clutch there?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry that I forgot you're into the broadcast booth. You guys don't have the audio. Oh yeah, it went like you could hear the wind, and there it is again. So clutch, 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 clutch. Back on. About 60% of the corner. Want to check Lolis?
I do wonder if he's doing the same thing.
He's not. So this is Lolis. He's not using the clutch.
Yeah. So I guess that's how he's opening up that pretty much, that like almost 3-second gap now at this point.
Yeah,
to Gibson.
Falling back. Lolis doing no such thing. That's Chris Calgill in front of him. Chris Calgill on the alternate strategy with Zab. And Zab is also pit. Oh, it looks like he is now. Oh, there he is here. Here is Zab. Taking advantage of those new tires. He's going to make his way around Graham McGivern. And just look at that difference. But Brandon Lolis, he is going for it. And Gibson, dead silence right now. There he is back on the throttle. And he is down to a 3-second difference between him and Kirby. It is seconds at a time right now. The last lap by Gibson, a 33.22. The last lap by Kirby, a 32.1.
Oh, I don't know if he ducked out that. Yeah, it looks like. Oh, yeah, no, it looks like Hillman's up to Panzarella and Kirby here.
Look at this. Hillman, who has. I just had such a Jeff Gordon moment there. Hillman also.
I don't know. Somebody mic'd up and said something about a speeding penalty, but I'm not sure. Not sure who that was.
I see Wayne Newman. I see Zab. I see Beaver. I'm not seeing a speeding penalty to my knowledge, but I am seeing Brandon Lolis in the pits with 23 to go. Oh
well,
no!
I guess if you're gonna do it, might as well do it now.
Yeah. The bet is made, and he's sleeping in this thing now. We'll see if this is a California King or if it's just one of those Motel 6 blood-stained beds that you find every now and again that you don't want to put the black light on. Because, oh my goodness, this is as risky as it gets, but with that lap 78 pit stop, you kind of made the bed there. I don't think you could do more there. We'll see if this is 2 or 4. You may want to minimize the time in pits now. It's going to be 4. It's going to be 4. So a full pit stop. Is that Danny Sanchez behind him? It is.
Sanchez, I think.
That's Danny Sanchez.
I think maybe just licking the wounds after the. Man, he's been roughed up today. Yeah, the contact with Easterday, the contact with Geyer, and then also kind of on those older tires too. So I think maybe just saying, you know what, put me on freshies right now.
Yes, I'm sick of these. Teammate. And then I guess one guy is going to have to do the alternative strategy, and it might be Cody Gibson. He's not going to duck it down there. You can tell 20 to go this time around. Gibson, he did pit 1 lap after Lolis did. That is still 2 laps before Kirby did, and Panzarella and Hillman, who Hillman actually has fallen off of Panzarella since catching them. So very interesting there. But we saw these 3 behind him doing some pretty astronomical saving. I don't see a world where Gibson can make it, but you never know with this number 5 truck. He's been unbelievable, but it has seemed like all season, Drugstore, whenever this guy comes around, Iowa's coming to mind. He leads 100+ laps, but he doesn't win the race due to strategy. Is this deja vu, as Stephen Kirby is half a second away from Cody Gibson?
Certainly tightening up now. He's got Panzarella just kind of following along in tow. Got Hillman, who's gotten around Beaver there.
Oh, you hear Panzarella's
seems like
truck there. He's clutching. Panzarella, let's go on board.
Seems like these guys maybe just not quite knowing if they have enough or not.
Not to mention,
I think
you have to go so hard, and that uses so much fuel that, you know, one lap of conservation can get completely offset by another lap of aggressiveness on the throttle, right? But
yeah, I think I hear some people on the team comms trying to just figure out the math on it,
right?
Just if they can make it.
There's a clutch from Panzarella. Panzarella's still clutching. We have 18 to go, and this guy pit 2 laps later than Gibson, and he's still clutching. I think Gibson just praying. He has to just be praying for a caution. That's the only thing that can make sense to me right now. As his pace has picked up, he's kind of driving away from Kirby now, is Gibson. So Gibson may have been saving, and now has just decided, screw it, I'm going to try to take or maintain control of this race, whether or not I can make it. So this is beyond fascinating what we have going on here. I don't know if anyone truly can comfortably go 100% with enough fuel to make it right now.
Well, you know what? I think Alex Hillman can. I think Alex Hillman might have enough fuel to make it to the end. I think Easter Day just might as well, just with how he's picked up the pace. I think Geyer on the team comms has said that he'll run out at the line. Further back than that, not quite sure, but I think most of these guys who came in as late as possible there are pretty close, or can make it to the end here. So it'll be interesting to see with how hard they've been pushing.
I just heard Panzarella key up. He has told his team he is about a half a lap to the good with 15 to go, but again, I think an aggressive lap can offset that. It's so hard. These guys are doing impossible math right now, as that's Brandon Lowlis getting his lap back the hard way around his backpack teammate. There he is right there. So Lowlis, if there was to be a caution, he would be on the lead lap. He would be able to pit again or stay out, and assuming these guys pit, assume the lead of the race if he didn't want to bring it down. So Lowlis now in an interesting situation if there was to be a caution here with 14 to go. I'm seeing a lot of separation throughout this field. I'm not expecting to see one. You never know, though. Is the top 10 currently being tapped off by Tommy Fox? Juan Delgado there in 9th place. He's looking all around the lapped car, and you can see the 8 of Newman going to go to the wall, very much so, and say, you take all the track. As Delgado says, oh, okay, I guess, thank you. And Delgado's going to move up into 9th.
Looks like a battle starting to form up there between Matthews and Marr. And
Newman may be parking it for the day, it looks like. Wayne Newman to the bottom of the racetrack, and to keep these guys under green. A phenomenal job by Newman, a respectful job by the 8 truck. Not the rookie or the debut performance I think Newman wanted, but still very excited to see this driver in this league. He put down some great laps in the race and some great practice laps. Excited to have him here. And if that car that just put him the lap down there, Juan Delgado, is any proof, is that there's no such thing as too inexperienced or not good enough in this league, because the improvement that these guys have been putting the other drivers through, I guess like someone like Delgado, McGivern, a lot of other younger drivers in this league who have just been put through the ringer, and they're coming out better drivers, and it's great to see. So excited to see that driver out here today. Great debut performance by Newman, just didn't go his way, and with these long races with a lack of cautions, it's a brutal one.
Yeah, we had the crash earlier from Ryan Newman. Now Wayne Newman with the contact in the wall, parking it. Not a great day for the Newman 2-man.
No, that was good. Okay, I like that one. But not a great day for the Newmans at all. But look at this. Cody Gibson is very slow on the track. That was 3/10 just completely evaporated there. And now Kirby to the outside. This is for the lead of the race with about 10 to go. Here we go. Contact.
Ooh, wow.
Up the
A little
track
tail whip there.
goes Kirby. Up the track goes, and Panzarella with a run. Panzarella with a big run.
Well, where does he go though?
All the way to
He's
grass.
gonna go all the way to the grass. And he
3
hit that.
wide.
He hit the gutter there. He's gonna take the lead.
Wow, man, one incident there between Kirby and Gibson is all it took for Panzarella, and that's why I think he wanted to keep Kirby so close. Kirby wants it back. He's looking to the inside. He knows this is likely, especially with Gibson behind them now. This has to be the battle for the win. 10 to go. Kirby and Panzarella. We have not seen these two duel it out like this before. Here we go. And Gibson, what's going to happen with him?
I think he's got to keep saving to salvage this finish.
Yeah,
I think
this might be about third place. This might be about a podium now for Gibson. We know Hillman's good to go. He's 2 seconds back. Gibson, the lead is gone. If I'm him, I am clutching all the way around this track. But here we go. Panzarella and Kirby. And also, do these guys have enough fuel now that they have to? They got to do this, right? They got to race this thing out.
And Kirby using all of the track there on exit. He had a big run. Using the draft, he's going to try to get to the outside of Panzarella here.
8 laps to go in this race right here. He's going to look to the outside. He's going to try to get the run. He might even look for a crossover here as Panzarella drifts up the track. I think that is Kirby with a brilliant run right there. Kirby's going to look to the inside of Panzarella as we through 3 and 4. That should be the advantageous lane, but we're deep in this run. Tires are worn. Can Panzarella make this work? Kirby and Panzarella side by side through 3 and 4. They're going to come just even. Who's going to lead this lap? It's going to be 7 to go this time around. Gibson falling further and further behind. This may just be between these two.
Panzarella finally getting to lead those laps that he was hoping to lead.
Took long enough.
As yeah, they are still side by side. And how often have we seen this season, side by side with just only several laps to go, fighting for the win?
Not to mention the lack of cautions. It's been 100 laps almost since a caution, and we still end up with this, the parity. The parity, we talk about it so much, and there they are side by side again. That would have been Panzarella that time if that was the race. We have 6 to go now. These guys are going for it, and oh boy, I worry about the fuel in both of these two trucks right here. Could Alex Hillman be rubbing his hands together thinking all I got to do is get past Cody Gibson?
And that's
what's wrong with Hillman?
Where's Hillman?
Hillman in the wall. Hillman in the wall hard.
My goodness.
Wall again.
Oh,
this was like another equipment failure.
Something
Locks it down
disconnected
on
there.
the racing surface. That should likely be a caution. It is. The caution is out.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, poor Edward Peltz.
Good Lord.
Oh, I feel like this just went from a PG broadcast to a PG-13 broadcast. And the caution is out. And we're going to overtime, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to overtime. Panzarella barely had the lead over Kirby there. He will be the first car, but what do you do about tires? Oh, Kirby spins under caution.
Kirby in the grass.
Kirby in the grass. He doesn't save it. He doesn't save it. Okay, Kirby gathers back up. That's Easter Day in front of him. That is Matthews. That is Zabik. Zabik a lap down, I think.
Open this time.
How many spots back will Kirby be given here? Oh, and it's open, so Kirby just sprints on down. He lost a spot to Gibson. And Gibson, who was in a horrible situation, we didn't think he could finish the race. He's good now. He's good now. So
and I do have that replay for you boys.
And let's take a look at what brought that replay. Was this an equipment failure? Here we go. This is Alex Hillman coming out of turn 2 and just going straight towards the wall, back in the wall. That's got to be an equipment failure. Look at the bottom of your screen. Cody Gibson just took 2 tires. Cody Gibson has taken 2 tires. Oh, and there is the massive hit from Peltz. Oh, so unfortunate for Edward Peltz. That is just the worst.
And that's just.
I think equipment failure,
like...
not Hillman, maybe in Probation City next week as we go to Talladega. Not a fun race to have that, but that we did see an equipment failure earlier this race, but it didn't affect anyone. We saw a Newman with a single car spin last week, but that did not affect anyone. That unfortunately did, and that will likely result in a probation for Hillman. What a great day that 08 had put together. No fault of him. Oh, brutal for Alex Hillman. But moving forward, we are going to have an overtime finish here, and it's going to be Cody Gibson on 2 tires. I don't even know what to say right now, Drugstore, because I feel like Gibson was thinking more about, can I even finish this damn thing? And now he is looking at winning back-to-back races. Cody Gibson already has won himself a watch through the DDI 365K. Could he be winning himself a horse here in Kentucky? We're giving away a horse.
I don't think you want to put that in writing.
Is it on the budget?
No.
Oh.
But yeah, let's see. So Matthews, I would assume Matthews on 2 tires as well.
Yeah, Cody Matthews got
I would assume Mar on 2 tires, and Lawless is back up in the top 10, so I'd assume he is also on 2 tires.
Delgado is on 2 as well. So I'm looking at my PTs, my pit times right now, and 10 seconds to me tells me that he took 2. And I'll just list those names for you. It's Cody Gibson, it's Cody Matthews. So if your name's Cody, you're only taking 2. It's Tanner Marr, it's Juan Delgado, and Brandon Lawless. Yep, he took 2 as well. As did Larry Bell.
You know what's funny about that? They're all lined up on the bottom row. All the 2-tire guys are making up that bottom row.
This is interesting. So here we go. This will be one of 3 potential overtime restarts here in the DDIRL. There are 3 potential. We cannot afford all the race cars if we were to do unlimited like real NASCAR does. So 6 laps max, but maybe 2. It's going to be Cody Gibson. He will be the control car on the inside. Panzarella with a tire advantage on the outside. Will this be the only restart? Everyone good on fuel. Everyone good on tires. Somewhat even. Here we go. Cody Gibson, great restart, but not for Cody Matthews. Cody Matthews seems to spin the tires a little bit. Panzarella getting a decent start, but Cody Gibson with the tire disadvantage doing what he has to do. It's going to be between Panzarella, Kirby, and Matthews now coming out of 2. Panzarella side by side with Matthews, looking to clear him. Has the push from Kirby. That's another 4-tire car. Kirby going to look to push Panzarella, and Panzarella's going to clear Gibson into 3 and 4. So this may be mono and mono between 2 and 4 tires between Panzarella and Gibson. And if they get the white flag, this thing will be official. So far, so good. Delgado gets turned. Delgado's around, but that's too close. We're gonna race this thing out. We're gonna keep it green.
He saved it. Oh my goodness. So here comes Panzarella and Gibson side by side through 1 and 2. Neither man gonna want to lift here. And here comes Kirby back into the picture, but into 3 and 4. It's still Panzarella and Gibson neck and neck here. The squeeze. Panzarella running Gibson up the track out of 4. Panzarella a little bit loose. He goes down to the apron at the line. It is Cody Gibson.
Wow. And that is going to be, it has to be, we'll see the numbers, but Gibson gets a dub. That has to be the closest finish in DDIRL history. What a finish. Kirby, after Gibson, does not seem to be happy. Kirby not happy with Cody Gibson. I'm assuming it was that move that opened up this whole situation in the first place. But 2 tires, 4 tires, doesn't matter. Cody Gibson back to back. He wins the watch at the 365. He's not taking home a horse. Apparently I can't afford that. But he's taking home a Kentucky win. And man, this guy, as long as he doesn't miss any more races, he is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the chase. Not to mention, Drugstore, the 3 new guys in this league. I guess we were going to keep this until now. Those were brought here by him. So he is only getting stronger. His allegiance is only getting lighter, and Cody Gibson gets another win. What a finish. Just unbelievable between Panzarella and Gibson there. Panzarella with a tire advantage, but he wasn't able to do anything with it.
Yeah, and you know what? The dichotomy is crazy. And you see the sewer there.
Yeah.
But so goes out at the brickyard, goes out at the brickyard and wins by what? How many seconds?
0.0 or 0.014.
But I'm talking the brickyard. The brickyard he won
brickyard.
by
1,000.
close to 10 seconds, like 10 seconds, right?
Yeah.
So whether it's 10 seconds or 0.014 seconds, Man, Cody Gibson, back to back winner.
And we'll play this last lap again. Here it is between Panzarella and Gibson. Panzarella has the inside. Gibson using the outside there to get a run instead of putting the squeeze on Panzarella. And that may have been the winning move, because there he is with a run going into 3 and 4. He actually has the advantage, and there's the squeeze. Panzarella not able to do anything about it there. Thinking about drifting up, not wanting to throw Gibson in the wall. I mean, Gibson driving with tons of respect, and there's a drag race, and Gibson just with the runoff by virtue of the outside. Unbelievable finish. Hard. I mean, it honestly kind of leaves me speechless looking at a finish like this. I'm going to try to get us the actual frame because, oh my goodness, it was so close. Like, I'm in shock, guys. What a fin. There it is. That's all it was for Panzarella and Gibson right there. What a finish between the two of the top drivers in this sport. Two guys who have shared the front row together 2 out of 3 of the past weeks to start the race, and then they dueled out. Cody Gibson, clearly a force to be reckoned with here in DDIRL. My goodness. I feel like I remember Panzarella even saying when he won that last race over at California Speedway, I dodged that bullet with Gibson with that bad luck at the beginning. Here's what happens when these two race it out. Gibson, 2 tires, able to get it done. Unbelievable job by the 5.
And you know what? It was that first lap that really set it up. Really, you know, those guys battling for that whole first lap that was able to give Gibson the jump and give him the kind of the gap to run away from Panzarella to set that up in the first place to even have a shot at it. So just, you know, props to him for getting that early run on the restart to be able to pull away like that.
Yeah, I cannot get enough of this finish. Can't say enough good things about Gibson and Panzarella. Racing out the right way, too. Like, Gibson could have done that a whole lot differently. Panzarella could have thrown him in the wall. But they raced out the right way, so... Excuse me, I'm sorry. Props to both of them. Let's take a look at our finishing results here in the race, because a lot happened there, Drugstore, on the end of that race. Let's get to the top here, if I can. There we go. So Gibson, there it is, 0.014, the closest finish in DDIRL history. Panzarella on the wrong end of it. Cody Gibson going to take home his 2nd consecutive win. Cody Gibson, again, he is flirting with that minimum eligibility to make the chase, but if he does, he has already put himself in an unbelievable position with the bonus points that he has gathered. So great job by Gibson. Panzarella, similar situation, but when it comes to points, Panzarella protecting that perfect attendance, but also protecting that regular season lead. Panzarella entered this race as the point leader. He will likely exit with a bigger gap than he had before. His 2nd place opponent, Patrick Cowgill, not making this race, not feeling great. That will be his drop race likely. And then Alex Hillman, the 3rd place driver, seems to be a victim of unfortunate equipment failure. So Panzarella will likely, as much as one must sting for a 0.14 loss, gonna have the point stay that he needed with a good stage finish and a 2nd place and a pole, and got those laps led. Stephen Kirby, I think, may be the guy, Drugstore, that's looking at this one with the biggest what ifs in his mind. Kirby looked to have had the race won. I think he was faster than Panzarella if that race had stayed green. And Panzarella actually, we heard it over the driver chats as he was congratulating Gibson. He had ran himself out of fuel on that last run. So Panzarella was not going to finish that race if that Hillman caution doesn't happen. So Panzarella, I think, a little bit lucky. Well, I think Kirby may have saved enough. We saw how aggressively he was saving in the beginning. Kirby, I think, might be thinking of this one the biggest what if. But a 3rd place is a big deal for Stephen Kirby. Another guy who needs to be putting these races, needs to be eligible for the chase, needs to be showing up and making sure that he is comfortable. There is no win you're in here. Kirby, even though he dominated Chicago, needs to continue to do what he's doing. So a good finish, even though I'm sure a lot of frustration in that 109 truck. Looking to 4th place in Colton Easterday who won Iowa and has continued to be a consistent presence in these standings, continuing to have great runs. Easterday really just been patient, and it came through. And then let's look at fifth place here, Drugstore. Look at that, the rookie, the debut race for Tanner Marr. Unbelievable job from Marr. Marr, we talked about it earlier. He actually has the designation of being the highest I rating in this league now. You can do with that what you will, in terms of what that means as a driver. As we look at drivers like Cody Gibson who have a lower I rating than drivers like Panzarella and Kirby. But Mar definitely had some big expectations. His I rating indicating tons of talent, and he ends up showing that with a great finish in fifth place. Brandon Lowes in sixth. That I don't know if I've ever seen a more heartbreaking sixth place. Have you?
Yeah, I mean that. I'd say the caution definitely bailed him out for sure.
Yeah, it did. It definitely helped Lolis more than it hurt him, because it looked like after Lolis having to pit, if that thing had stayed green, would have likely finished towards the end of the lead lap, which would like looks like it could have been as low as 16th or 17th. Excuse me, for Lolis. So Lolis, a sixth place, definitely the best of a horrible situation. Lolis could have. I think he had the fastest truck today, Drugstore, and Lolis gonna come home with a sixth place. Again, he was on the outside looking in, going into this race. He's gonna come home with a sixth place finish, but he's also coming with a second place stage finish. So Lolis could have more points than somebody, maybe even a Panzarella. Lolis could be beating in points today. He also led a lot of laps. He could have led the most laps today. There's a chance that Lolis did that. So Lolis still, we're waiting for that. Honestly, it's not even a good finish anymore. It's a win, as Lolis is just showing tons of speed week in and week out. Man, I think a lot of these drivers praying that that doesn't happen in the chase. Seventh place, Cody Matthews, the first winner of this league, and continues to be consistent, continues to do what he needs to do to stay in the top 5 of this league and comfortably be in the chase. A seventh place finish, like you saw from Cody Matthews today, is what's going to make that possible. Matthews in seventh, I think he'll comfortably be in the chase. Another rookie in eighth place, Kyle Wellman. We saw tons of action from Wellman today in the 42, reminiscent of the guy who drove the 42 years ago over in CGR, and that was a lot of fun to watch. So great job from Wellman today. Super grateful to have him in this league, and cannot wait to watch more of what that 42 truck is going to do in this league. A welcome addition to the DRL. Don Geyer brings it home in ninth. We saw Don Geyer up and down the pack today. It seems like Geyer maybe had gotten the short end of the stick on that last restart with better track position than it seems like he started with, but Geyer finishes in ninth. That's another driver who's looking towards the bubble. He's in the bubble, but he's very close to it. A ninth place finish is a big deal for a driver like the 36 of Geyer. And running our top 10 is going to be Glenn Grigsby, and that's a great finish for Grigsby. Grigsby is actually also clinging on to what I think also a Drugstore is a perfect attendance record. So Grigsby, that's a big deal for Grigsby, as he is also not that far out from the chase. He's going to have those 10 points available to him if he continues to show up and put together great runs like this. So Grigsby with a great top 10.
And rounding out the rest of the order, we have Larry Bell in 11th. 12th, we got Graham McGivern. 13th, Tommy Fox. 14th, Danny Sanchez. 15th, Christopher Cowgill. 16th, Juan Delgado, who went on that wild ride through the grass on the last lap.
For Delgado.
17th, Mark Zab. 18th, Wayne Newman, who actually did get back on the track after bringing it down pit road and was able to pass the remainder of the used car lot in Philip Beaver in 19th, Edward Peltz in 20th, unfortunately ramming into the back of Alex Hillman, who finished 21st. And yeah, he's I guess he was able to bring it back around for the fast repair. But yeah, and then rounding out the field, Ryan Newman with that unfortunate crash earlier in the race.
And the drivers I want to shout out there are definitely Delgado and Sanchez. Sanchez with a brilliant run. That's going to be Sanchez's first non-top 10 this season. That is unbelievable. Again, cannot stress enough. Panzarella, the points leader, he has a non-top 10. He decided, like, that tire wall looks far more intriguing than the rest of the track at Chicago, and decided to just nose into that. Sanchez did no such thing. He brought it home top 10 there. Sanchez has been wonderful this season, and I definitely cannot blame him for that 14th place finish. So Sanchez is going to get his first sub top 10 finish this season, but another driver holding on to a perfect attendance record. I think comfortably, if he keeps this up, keeps doing what Danny Sanchez does, he'll be in the chase, and we're all waiting for that race. Sanchez is in 4th and 3rd place. Bring there next. We know that will be 1st and 2nd very, very soon. So Danny Sanchez, I think, a very, very intriguing story to cover as we move our way into the chase here. Only 3 Yeah, 3 races left until that begins. Another driver I want to shout out is Juan Delgado. Juan Delgado spent most of today in the top 10, and then just restarts are the worst, especially when you're in 8th place, right? So Juan Delgado, a victim of that. He ends up on the lead lap, the last car on the lead lap, but only a 16th place to show for an exceptional run from the 14 driver for Daily Drivers 44 ever there. But I'm excited about these new drivers here, Drugstore. I'm excited about the newcomers, the new dominators. Cody Gibson is here, and he's not here to F around.
No, he is not. Not at all.
And then you have guys like Kirby coming in 3rd place. Like, I'm looking at this chase right now, and it seems to me like the top guys to win this first DRL championship would have to be Lullis, Gibson, Panzarella, Kirby, and I'm also thinking guys like I don't want to say like the wild cards, because they're not, but the guys who, if everything comes together and they've shown the speed, the Sanchez's, the Geyers, Cody Matthews, Colton Easterday, very much so Colton Easterday. Mark Zab, even. We're waiting for that Zab race that we know is coming soon. Just an incredibly intriguing race. And we haven't even brought up Patrick Cowgill today, who, again, was not feeling good enough to race today. Gonna go with next week instead. And let's talk about that real quick, Drugstore. What are we thinking about next week over, let me make sure I'm not just like shooting the S completely incorrectly, but I think we're going to, yeah, we are, Talladega next week. What are your thoughts on that?
That'll be interesting. You know, we have a whole new team joining the league. We got the 5 Kings guys. We'll see how much, you know, teamwork comes into play, you know, between all these kind of different stables that we've got. I feel like that's going to be a lot of what this race is for the first half or so. I think all bets will be off the last, you know, 10 or so laps, but I'm looking. Talladega has a way of just crazy finishes happening, and I expect no different.
Yeah,
this time with us.
The closest finish in DRL history happening today at Kentucky, of all places. I'm sure Panzarella would love to be on the other end, or not be on the wrong end of the closest finish in DRL history, an admin in this league. But yeah, you're right. If there's anyone that's going to happen, it's going to be Talladega next week. Again, cannot stress this enough with this league. This is not a win in your in league. However, the points are so close. So I'm gonna pull up the points here for you guys. The guy who runs the points for this league is Patrick Cowgill. He is, like we said, under the weather. He is very much asleep right now, as you should be, and you should be. I hope you're in your sweet dreams right now, Patrick, and I hope you're sleeping great. So this is going into today's race. This is not after this race. So just to preface that real quick. But what I want to bring attention to is just that cut line, right? A win, which comes with, so a big thing about this league over here in DRL is we are not believers in when you're in. I think a lot of the guys in this league think the guys who made the league, and also this league was based off of votes from the drivers, the full timers here. But when you're in, I think a lot of times just the worst part of this system. Would you agree with that? Of the whole playoff system?
Oh yeah, I'd say so. Well, yeah, sometimes it leads to sometimes it leads to guys being, you know, quote unquote like a waste of a playoff spot.
Right.
I think the way we have it set up, like, it's a 10 driver chase, and I feel like there are more than 10 drivers who I can realistically see racing for a championship. So it'll be very interesting to see who makes that 10.
But what the admins did do in this league as well to kind of offset that a little bit, because I think what NASCAR itself, when you talk, you know, real Cup Series, meant to do when they did that whole win your in thing was to make wins incredibly important, which they are, first of all, which they are. Winning a race is a huge deal, and it should be extremely, you know, celebrated as much as a championship should be. A win is everything. So we wanted to not lose that that specialness, I guess you could say, with what it is to win a race. And so what comes with a win in this league in terms of points is enormous. I mean, I'm thinking about Stephen Kirby over in Chicago. where he leaves with about 25, 30 more points than second place. So if you're able to control a race, if you're able to win a race not the right way, but dominate a race and win it like that, it's almost as if as long as you meet the participation, when you're in won't matter as much, right? Because you're going to take home so many points. So when I look at someone like a Tommy Fox, a Brandon Lolis, a Christopher Calgill, a Zab, a Grigsby, Delgado, Hillman, anyone that we see from 10 all the way down to the end of this at 22 with Edward Peltz, a very fast driver there, 7 to Peltz, a win there, especially with these very close point differentials and just the lump sum of points that comes with that, that could be enough to make you very comfortably in the chase to where you just got to get it done in those last 2 races.
For sure, for sure.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I hope we get guys like Zach Hillman back next week. I'm looking at Jonathan Case of Beer as well. Case of Beer has been struggling with internet issues. He has been missing this a lot. Case of Beer was comfortably there. But this will be an interesting battle as we get closer to the chase. Going into this race again, that's the things available to us right now. I'm looking at what may have happened. I'm looking at guys like Sanchez, Easterday, Kirby. Oh, this is going to be mixed up right here, Drugstore. This is going to be very mixed up.
It will, especially with Calgill missing and what happened to Alex Hillman there.
Look at Lolis, only 5 points outside. You can take those 9 stage points. I'm sorry. That alone would put him in the chase. And then he beat Geyer. No, he didn't. Did he? No, yeah, he did. He beat Geyer.
Yeah. He was up in 6th, 7th.
I believe he beat He beat Sanchez. Wow, so he definitely beat Hillman and Calgill again. Calgill, I don't think will go as far down as we're expecting by the virtue of that drop race. But that will be interesting to look at. We'll take a look at that before we go green next week at Talladega. That's going to be a fun one. I'm excited for that race. We have put these guys through the ringer. I look at this schedule, and I don't even think when the admins made this schedule, they knew what they were doing. But it took until this race right here, race 7. This is the first time the DRL has been to the same type of track. How crazy is that? Wait.
Yeah, I guess. Or, well, yeah, I guess the same shape track.
We haven't been to a mile and a half yet, though, have we?
This week, let's see. No, this was the first mile and a half. Next week will be, that's what
Race 8 will be the first time we have been to the same type of track, and that will be a super speedway of all things, Talladega. And I'm excited. Cody Matthews dominated Daytona, so we'll have to see how much that makes it up. You see drivers like Panzarella, Kirby, Gibson, just kind of controlling the field, being the class of the field the past few weeks, but I would not expect the same tune at all at Talladega next week. And then we go to Richmond and Dover. Dover being our last crown jewel of the season, the 44 ever, 144 for our very much missed good friend and teammate, CM Pennington. But we are in the nitty-gritty of this, and it is so unclear who's going to make the chase. And I think next week, will be maybe when we can start talking about really points, right? Because it feels so wide open right now.
Yeah, it's definitely cracked wide open at this point. And man, how time flies, right? Like,
oh my goodness,
we're already 7 weeks into this.
It's insane. It honestly is insane. I cannot believe how quickly this season has gone by. Cannot be more grateful for all the numbers we're getting. This league growing again. We were missing a lot of regulars today. We were missing Patrick Calgill, a lot of guys that we were very used to seeing in this league that just for one reason or another couldn't make it today. But I'm expecting big fields, especially Talladega. We're going to expect 25 plus there. So I'm excited about that. It's almost even like that little break we have for the exhibitions is welcome because, man, this has been intense. It's been incredible. I've loved every second of it. Cannot, again, say thank you enough to pull back the curtain a tiny bit here, Drugstore. Like we did, the admins asked the drivers, like, we want 20 plus. We want to give away 10 drivers, or we want to give stage points to 10 drivers. Let's find a way to get 20 plus, and the drivers executing today. And one of my favorite things that I'm seeing here up in the booth is a lot of these full timers that we can trust and know as full-timers, and know that unless something has gone wrong or they just are not feeling it, are not or would normally be here. So I think definitely a positive trajectory, especially going into the chase. And we'll definitely go deeper into the wild card rule, which could definitely come into play at the Talladega. And we'll go into the best of the rest tournament as well. So for those of you who maybe in the outside looking in, or maybe don't have enough races to be eligible for the chase, there is still something to race for. There's a trophy on the line for all you guys. There's a best of the rest tournament. There is going to be something to race for starting September 10th for everybody. So I'm super excited about this. Cannot thank everyone enough for tuning in, making this a great race at a track that is very near and dear to my heart, even though I've never been in Kentucky in my life. But shout out to Drugstore Cowboy. Incredible debut broadcast from you, Drugstore. You were incredible in the booth today. And also Johnny over on the replay. I hope you guys at home enjoyed the replays. We are hoping to bring that back. Problem with this league is we don't wreck very much, so there's not a ton of replays to show. But we're going to continue to hope to build on that, and maybe give you guys some in-race replays, stuff like that. But just know that all of us over here on VRN are never satisfied. We're always trying to make this the best broadcast we possibly can for all you guys, because all these drivers and all you fans at home deserve that. So thank you all for joining us for another amazing race. Any final thoughts from you, Johnny, Dalton? Anything you guys want to say before we say goodnight to all these beautiful people?
Yeah, I got something to say. I want to hear what Johnny thinks. Johnny?
Me too. Johnny, hit it.
I would like to keep my job, so please crash more.
That's A1. That beautiful.
I love that. And for us in the booth here, completely unrelated to the racing, never racing against these guys, I'd love to see more wrecks. All I want is wrecks, and I'm sure that's all you guys want are wrecks. So hey, let's keep Johnny's job. Let's keep the intensity up. Let's keep the numbers up. We're going to Talladega next week, so I don't think the crashes will be few and far between at all. One more quick reminder though. Take a look at the DDIRL merch. Oh, sorry about that. The DDIRL merch. Here we go. We'll take a look at this real quick. This is still on sale on DailyDriversInc.com, and the discount. So DDIRL discount code, all caps, no spaces, DDIRL, is a discount code right now for 40% off your order and a free DDI gift pack. That will come with a bunch of lanyards, stickers, fun stuff. If you've been checking the DDI Instagram, you can probably see a few of these guys getting these orders and seeing what comes with these. That discount code is only good for 24 more hours, actually. It ends on the at midnight on July 31st. That exists for you guys. There's the 31st day in July, right? Oh, thank God. All right, so on July 31st, that will end. So if you are trying to get swagged up with some sick DDI gear, some DRL gear, highest quality merch, highest quality threads, check it out. And yeah, these shirts are going for unbelievably cheap right now. We are taking a loss on these because we want all you guys looking good in all the new merch for this league. So check that out, dailydriversinc.com, DDIRL merch. Use the code DDIRL for 40% off your order. That's good for 24 more hours. But for now, for the Drugstore Cowboy, Johnny Siha over in the booth running the replays, and me, YZ. It's been a wonderful debut broadcast for all of us, and we are excited to cover the rest of this DDIRL inaugural season. Race 7 has been completed here at Kentucky. Cody Gibson is the back-to-back winner, the first back-to-back winner here in this league, and the closest finish in DDIRL history, 0.014 seconds is the gap to the win today. Cody Gibson, the winner here at Kentucky. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you to all our sponsors, KK Woodscapes, Tuner Squad, Sam Entry Stores, Daily Drivers Inc., DDI Events, anyone we're forgetting, I severely and the incredible network around here, Vortex Racing Network. We're at 98 subs. We are 2 away from 100, and we're going to be giving away a bunch of free stuff once we get to 100. So get us there. Cannot wait. Thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you next week at Dega. Have a great